Sorry friends, it was truncated in the last video. Okay. Now here, what is relative grading system? The name says it is relative, that means reference. We should compare the marks with a reference. Okay, whereas this is standardized. It is irrespective of the marks secured by the candidate. Whereas it is a grading system that is taken into consideration based on the marks secured by the candidates related to the reference. What is that reference? That I will tell you. Okay. Now here, finally, hybrid grading system. So this is actually minimum of absolute grading system and relative grading system. That means we should compare the absolute grading system and relative grading system, and finally we should arrive with this hybrid grading system. Okay. How it is possible? For example, here we have a certain range of marks for absolute grading system. That is, for A plus it is greater than 90, and similarly we have certain range of marks. Now here, if you want to compare with the we want to compare these two, we should also have some certain range of marks for relative grading also. Now how to get the relative grading range of marks, that I will explain with this example, right? Now here to take is, let us take the first case. Suppose if you want to assign A plus grade, in case of absolute grading system, the candidate must secure greater than or equal to 90 marks out of 100. For example, think that in case of relative grading system, here you got a greater than or equal to 80. That means if the candidate secures greater than or equal to 80 marks after 100, you can assign A plus. Now in this, between these two, if you compare, A plus is assigned if the candidate secures 90 or more than 90 in case of absolute. Here it is greater than or equal to 80 in case of relative. Then if you take absolute grading system, candidate will be at the last, right? Because it is standard, whereas it is actual marks secured by the candidate. That means the topper of the candidate also secured 80% of the marks, means that paper is very tough, right? Sorry. So therefore, if you take 80% only, you are going to do the justice to the candidate. That is a real justice that we can do to the students. So therefore, we should derive the range of marks for all these, in case of relative grading system, for all these grades. Then compare one by one. Then take the minimum of absolute and relative. That will be the final grading system, that is called hybrid grading system. Now for that, just I have taken an example, right? P code, paper code is 12001, subject code is HC201, and subject name is Advanced English. Now here, as I told you, there are total number of candidates appeared is 80. Example I have taken 80. Why? Because I should do 1 by 8, 2 by 8. So division is easy for me. So therefore I have taken 80, for it is only understanding. Now to proceed with the finding of range of marks for relative grading system, I have written 3 simple steps. The font is very small, so I will read it. Sort the subject total in descending order. These 80 candidates subject total is taken, and sort them in descending order. Look at this. Assume that at least one candidate over the state, all over the state, at least one candidate secures 100 marks. Example, may not be possible, may be possible. But in this case, I have taken that the highest marks are also 100. So 100, 98, 95 decreasing. It is decreasing. Finally, some people also will be getting 0 marks. Right? Now here, first step is sort the subject total in descending order. The second one is identify 1 by 8th candidate. Identify 1 by 8th candidate marks. then 2 by 8th candidate marks, then 3 by 8th candidate marks, and so on. So let us go with the first one. What is 1 by 8th candidate means? Total number of candidates is 80. 80 by or 80 into 1 by 8, that means 80 by 8, that is equal to 10. So 10th candidate. So this is 10th candidate marks, that is 81. Now this is the range for A plus. Similarly for 2 by 8, 20. A. 3 by 8, 30. B plus. 4 by 8, 40. B. 5 by 8, 50. C plus. 6 by 8, 60. C. 7 by 8, 70. This is D. And rest all become E. So as I told you, why we are taking 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8? Because total number of grades are 8. So we should assign the grades to any particular subject to all the candidates who appeared in the subject in terms of A plus to E. That means 8 partitions should be there. 8 partitions should be there. That is the reason we are taking 8 parts. 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8 and so on up to 7 by 8. Rest is final one, 8th part. Right? Now the range. Here I am writing range. So 1 by 8 means total number of candidates is 80. 1 by 8 means 80 by 8, that is 10. So in this 10th candidate, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 10th candidate. First candidate, because he is a topper, first candidate got 100 marks, but 10th candidate got only 81 marks. That means the range of A plus for relative is greater than or equal to 80%. Sorry, not 80. Greater than or equal to 81. Because these are the marks for 100. That means if the candidate secured 81 out of 100 means how much percentage? 81%. So therefore, relative grading range of marks for A plus is greater than or equal to 81%. That means less than or equal to 100, greater than or equal to 81. Okay? Now, for this A, what is the minimum value? 60. Now, so greater than or equal to 60. Greater than or equal to 60. It is okay, fine. But up to what? Greater than or equal to 60 means you can go to up to 100 also. But from 81 onwards, A plus is starting. That means, suppose if the candidate secured 60, you can assign A. 62, you can assign A. 79, you can assign A. But if it is 81, you cannot assign A because he is already in which zone? He is already in A plus zone. That means our range is ending only up to 79 only. So greater than or equal to 62, less than less than 81. This cannot be taken. So less than 81 means here only we have 79. So from 79 onwards up to 60 it is A. Okay? Now similarly for B plus, what is the range? It is starting from 45. Right? Only up to 59 because from 60 onwards A is entering. So therefore our range is